So we're going to talk to you guys a little bit about the scorecard. I know we've touched on this briefly, but this is something that I used it for a while. I'll be honest, I used it for a while, and then I got away from it. I thought, okay, my business is growing good. I don't need to use this anymore. But I find that when I start to keep track, things go a lot better. Go figure, right? And my dad actually was the one that kind of created this. We didn't have this when we first started, but what we found what was really helpful was having somebody to hold you accountable to what you're doing. And so my brother and I, when I moved down to Arizona, we lived in a house together. So I had my office on one side of the house, and he had his office on the other side. And we would be accountability partners. I would wake up at 6, 7 in the morning and start making calls to the East Coast, and he'd hear me making calls, so he decided he had to get up and make calls. But using the scorecard has really helped us keep track and really measure our business. So I want to just kind of show you guys so you don't think that, maybe the guys that are in this for a while don't actually use this stuff. We use the Elmo there, Dave? So here's a couple of my scorecards. You can see this is just the stuff that's printed off the website. So I use these. And then also, there we go. So you can see, not every day do I have a presentation. So on the second one here, I missed one on day 3. A couple days I was traveling, but my goal is to get at least 8 points a day. You can see you get 6 points for doing a presentation. So my goal is at least do 1 presentation a day. And this is really helpful because I can have someone on my team keeping score, and I can look at their business and their scorecard and say, well, what are you doing on a regular business day to build your business? And if they look at, they see the scorecard there and they don't have any points, go figure, they're not really building their business, right? They might be talking about it, but they're not really doing anything. I had a guy that, can we focus that at all, or is that us up here? There we go. Can you guys see that? You get the gist of it, right? You can see it in your book. So you can see what you get different points for. But, so let's say you meet someone, there we go, that's much clearer. So you find a new contact, you get 1 point. You send a card a day and a gift a week, you get 2 points. So I had a friend of mine that started to build the business, and he met 37 people at a trade show. And so he gave himself 37 points on the scorecard. And so at the end of the week, I didn't realize this, at the end of the week I said, how many points do you have? He said, I have 247 points. I'm like, that's interesting, you have 0 reps. What's going on? So he was giving himself all these different points. So, I mean, this is just for you. You don't need to cheat on your scorecard. So use it to your advantage. So if you don't have someone to hold you accountable, let this hold you accountable. Or find someone here. They don't need to be downline, upline. They can be crossline, anybody. Just someone that can hold you accountable. So that's what I use to keep score. And then, we talk about stuff that's easy to do. This is my follow-up sheet. If we can put that up there, Dave, real quick. This is, again, printed off the daily8.com website. You can see all you do is print out the person's name, I put where they came from, their phone number, and this just tracks exactly where they are in the process. Did I put them in my contact manager? Don't be writing down these phone numbers, guys, okay? Did I do a gift account with them? Did I follow up? Did I sign them? Did I train them? Okay, so this and I can go through this book and I can see exactly where they are in the process. Like this guy went all the way through, signed up. Some of these I haven't done gift accounts with, and I can just flip through these pages and see where they are in the process. And this just goes on and on and on. And this is an easy way for me to keep track of my business. Do you want to add anything to that?
Yeah,
I'm sure you do.
And it's much more interesting. Just kidding. He's like my little brother.
I didn't see you stand up for the white pin.
So anyway, interestingly enough, has anyone ever gotten back, let's say, from a vacation, and you don't want to weigh yourself because you've gained weight and you don't want to know? Has anyone ever done that? Yes. No. So the crazy thing about that is, who are you really tricking? As Adam said, does it make you any thinner that you don't know that you've gained weight? That you don't see that number in front of you? Of course not. So wouldn't it be actually a lot more logical to weigh yourself, see what the damage is, and track so that you can get back on track? And just like losing weight, it's calories in, calories out, exercise, and you can actually set out a course. And what happens when you're on a diet or you go into a nutritional counselor? They have you write down everything that you eat so that they can write down how many calories it is, and if something's going wrong, they can say, oh, it's because you ate that entire cake. But the other thing is, if people eat the cake and they don't write it down, they feel like they can get away with it, because if you didn't write it down, it didn't happen, right? So So it's crazy, but people do that. They constantly do that in life, and they do that in business, and I see it every day when I'm coaching someone, and they say, I don't know why I don't have any distributors. And I say, all right, well, how many people did you show it to? Well, how many people have you shown it to this month? And then I come to find out they've only shown it to 2 people in a year, and I say, how many of those people signed up? Both of them? Okay, well, let's just try to get you to show it to more people. So if you track it, then you can't pretend that you're doing what you're not doing. And you have the accountability to have someone say, if you want to, if you want to build this business, don't live in denial and really take a look at what you're doing, because there's only a couple income-producing activities in this business. Sending heartfelt cards is an income-producing activity because oftentimes it encourages someone to say, wow, what is this? And they ask about it. And doing a gift account walkthrough and following up. Those are really the only things in your business, and that's why you get so many points to track them.
And so those activities will lead you to the results. So you get points based on the activities, because you can really only control what you can control. You can't control when somebody's going to sign up. So I've got a board back home, and my goal right now is to have 100 personally sponsored distributors and 1,000 customers. And those may seem like big numbers, but it might take me 6 months, a year, 2 years, who knows how long it's going to take, but that's where I'm focused right now. And then finding those few, like Jordan says, that understand it and they get it, then I go out and help them become a success unit. This is another quick form that I use just to kind of track where I am on my, you see that one up there, Dave? Here, this is a friend of mine made this, and it's just a simple spreadsheet, but tracking for 500 new retail customers. Pretty cool sheet, right? And you just check mark, you put a date in the box, and you have a customer. So I've got 489 more to go. Okay? But it just goes to show you that you can see where you are in your business. It's so helpful to measure that. So
yeah. So Adam and I like to close with a little bit of a vision statement about what we really see in this business, and if there's any way that we can help you really see what we see, and not just see it, but put it into action. My biggest wish for you is that you don't just work your business when you're feeling inspired. I can't tell you how many times the people that I talk to, when they leave an event like this, or they leave conference, or they've been to a Super Saturday, and they announce to me with shining eyes, I'm going to do this now. And then they don't, because they're still waiting to feel inspired before they do anything. Work your business when you're not inspired. Work your business especially when you're not feeling inspired, because that's what's going to inspire you again. And that's what's going to create that consistency in your business. And that's what's going to create momentum in your business. And that's how you're going to help someone else when they're feeling low. Jordan's story, that story where he flew in a blizzard on a doorstep and no one answered the door. Would that story have been as good if the answer was he quit? What if that was the end of the story? So I never did it again. And you'd be like, wow, that was a great story. I gotta go. The reason why his story is inspiring is because he faced obstacles and he kept going. And that is the only way that all of us have built our business. We experience all the same obstacles every day, and a lot more, because we do it a lot more. But we know that you're going to get there if you face that obstacle and you let it make you stronger and you keep going, and then you're going to have that story. The story that's so compelling when you say, I did a home party and no one came, or anything that causes you to feel down. If you move through it and past it, it's going to make your business stronger, and it's going to make you a better coach to allow other people to learn from your inspiration.
Awesome. When I joined this business 5.5 years ago, I kind of had that moment where I made a decision to work this business. I originally signed up, like probably a lot of you, because it was a cool service, and maybe I'd get 1 or 2 people signed up, and didn't really think I would actually work it as a business. In fact, my dad signed up first. It was a referral to Jordan. My dad signed up, my brother signed up, he was gung-ho, and then my dad called me and said, we're signing you up for send-out cards. And he always asks, he does this in front of everybody, he says, I asked Adam the reason why, he joined send-out cards, and I say, pressure. Family pressure. But I was so glad that I did. I'm so glad he made me do it. Because we had a weekend where I just had that light bulb moment go off where I said, you know what, this is going to be a huge company. And either, opportunities are there every single day. It's just a matter of if you take advantage of the opportunities in front of you. And so I saw that 5.5 years ago, back before we had, most of the stuff that we have now. And from that day, I made that decision and committed to working my business. And it's been a wild ride. We've had ups and downs, but it's been such an amazing journey. And you know, the real joy is in the journey. I mean, yes, it's nice to get to certain levels, but trust me, once you hit a level, you're going to be like, what's the next step? So you really need to enjoy that journey. And the growth of the company, I mean, when I joined, we were doing about $500,000 a year in revenue. I mean, it was a really small company. And last year we did, what, 53 million? So the journey from 500,000 to 53 million over the last 5-6 years, that's been an amazing ride. But I'll tell you what, you guys are in the right spot at the right time, because the journey from 50 million to $1 billion and beyond is going to be a lot more fun. Yeah. The company has everything figured out. It's almost like the perfect storm. Things are coming together. You know, the economy's in the condition where people are looking for an opportunity. We have the best visionary leader that you can imagine, and amazing people back at the home office, the best product, the best comp plan. I mean, yes, we are biased, but I truly do believe that, and I think you guys do too. And so that journey from where we are right now to where we're going, it's up to you whether you want to be a part of it. And you know, the best part about this business is the friends we create. Everybody in this company is family. And my closest friends are all in this business. And it's because we get it. We know where we're going. We're enjoying the process. And so I would just say, you know what, leave you with this. If you decide that this is something that you want to do, even if it's just part-time, a little bit, you know, make a decision, whether it's today or tomorrow, whatever you decide, you know, write that day down. This is the day I decided to work this as a business and really make it happen. And make that commitment to yourself. You know, sign your name to that commitment. And, you know, we're here to help you in that journey along the way. We've just been doing it a little bit longer, a little bit more consistent, and that's the only reason why we're up here. There's no difference between you and me. Like we said, we have no network marketing experience. I was a golf pro. She's a singer and does other things, but, you know, it's one of those things where anybody can do this business. You just have to believe that you can do it, get to work, learn from those that have gone before you, and share that vision with other people, because when you share that story and that vision with other people, you'll inspire people to join you in your business. And the sky's the limit. So thanks so much, guys, for letting us share with you, and we'll see you next time.
Okay, let's give it up again for Executive Jules Price and Senior Executive Mr. Adam Packard. Wow, Charlotte, this has been an amazing treat, Mike, and I tell you, Cody was right when he said earlier, the energy in this room is really amazing. Let me tell you how good the energy in this room has been. So, since you guys were on fire and so fired up, you notice it's been a little warm in here? Yeah. You guys broke the air conditioning unit.
Yeah!
So that's the way it goes.